Yes. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Am I audible and visible to you?
Yes, sir. You are.
Very good. I welcome you on behalf of KingMakers IAS Academy. My name is S.S. Jawahar. I belong to 1984 batch Tamil Nadu IAS. I retired as a principal secretary to the government of Tamil Nadu. That's a short intro about me. I have been in this training, mentoring for the past 10 years. This is a short intro about me. This program is something special. It is intended to boost the confidence of the candidate. Number two, you will have what you call a question answer session board. There you will have a doubt clearance session. Because normally in a mock personality test, you come out with a lot of doubts. Because every session, every time somebody gives some kind of opinion, they get confused. So here, it's one-on-one we can discuss freely. Number three will be, as usual, last minute feedback and suggestion from my side and feedback from your side.
Okay.
As to how did you like it and what improvements I can do. So because the improvement is not anybody's specific domain, we need to improve ourselves on everyday basis. Okay, I think this introduction is clear. You understood the format, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can we go ahead?
Sure, sir.
Yeah, I think, can you increase your volume?
Yes, sir. I'll try to. Yes, sir.
You cannot increase. Don't hold it. It will be very
Okay.
uncomfortable for you.
Yes.
I can manage. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, no problem. Absolutely no problem. You can talk little louder so that I can
Yes,
listen
sir.
to it.
Sure,
Very
sir.
good. Katyayani, is it your first interview?
Yes, sir.
Very good. And this should be your last also. In that sense, you should make it. So first, I
Yes.
would like to congratulate you and would like to bless you with success. Right?
Thank you so much,
And
sir.
kindly introduce yourself to the panel members.
Okay, sir. Sir, I am Katyayani Singh. I belong to Meerut, Uttar Pradesh. I have done my schooling from Sophia Girls School, Meerut. Thereafter, I shifted to Noida, from where I have done my graduation in manufacturing technology from the JSS Academy of Technical Education. After that, I've started preparing for civil services. I am interested in mindfulness meditation and playing badminton.
Very good. Very good. As and when there is a need, I will intervene because it will be very difficult to retain everything at the end and tell you. As and when I need, I will intervene. When you start with, just you prepare yourself, make a write-up. Take your DAP, prepare 100 to 150 questions.
Okay.
You will be wondering where these 100 questions. If you sit with me, I will tell you even more than 100 questions can be easily taken from your DAP. Nearly about 40 to 50% of the questions come from DAF. Not directly from the DAF question. Will be based on your DAF introduction, right? Right from your hobbies, the way where you studied, your subject, your parental profession, everything. So when you make, there is no need for every time saying yes sir, thank you sir, unless it is warranted. So once you sit there, the interview goes, introduce yourself, start saying you're so and so, and go ahead. The introduction was very good. What you have made is good, but I will introduce myself. All those what you call extra flesh
Yes.
that need to be cut. Normally, it will come automatically for everybody, so nobody is free from that. But more and more we practice, this will come, right? Okay,
Yes, sir.
fine. Now, my next question is, what inspired you? What inspired you to enter into civil service?
Yes, sir. While growing up, I have seen my father
Yeah.
being a police officer, and I was inspired by him being having spirit of public service. And as gradually I came to know more about the services, I gathered more knowledge about it, and I came across knowing about our first lady IPS officer, Kiran Bedi. So I got motivated by her.
Mm. Yeah, and here I would make an intervention where when you say what inspired you, naturally we will be inspired by our parents. Even your mother would have been a motivation behind you, not merely just a father. Father is a direct motivation. Mothers are always unique, right?
Yes.
So everybody, irrespective of the age, they'll always have respect their mother. So you can always say that my father was inspector. I have seen how he works without the restriction of timing, how he dedicated. Those things inspired me to get into civil service. That will have a better opportunity. So was my mother was a teacher, right? So she
Yes.
inculcated many civil service spirits like punctuality, hard work, endurance, perseverance. So I have learned. Besides that, I have come across, and Kiran Bedi, please do not mention, because there is always controversy surrounded by her. So you don't mention. I have seen some of the lady IPS, IAS officers. You can mention IAS officers also, right? Many of them. So there, I have seen some of them directly or indirectly on various things. Then I'm inspired by the kind of confidence which they work for the country. Though don't say that it's a merely for a public service. So that will be very big hype that we are giving.
Yes.
So you can say what you wanted to achieve in life. You can say, sir, I wanted to see varieties of job. So variations of job, lot of challenges in the implementation of the government schemes, in the reaching what is called the inclusive growth for the country. So it is not possible where unless the civil service is fully geared up. I believe that I will be a part of that kind of a team. You can always say not that you are going to make every change. You'll be a part of the team. You'll be a part of the government that envisages big changes for the people. So you can say, sir, these are the ways I think the civil service. Suppose they will ask you, what are the qualities in you that you think makes you suitable for civil service? You can answer that.
Okay, sir. Sir, I
Yeah,
am.
this okay, sir. You can avoid. Wait for 1 or 2 seconds, then answer.
Sir, I feel that I am a very honest person in my like personal and professional behavior. So I would be able to implement the schemes and programs of the government very
Mm,
transparently and impartially.
mm,
Secondly, I believe in team spirit because as a president of a society in college, I have inculcated those values in me and I have exemplified in those areas.
Great. You can always mention, sir, I believe in hard work, sincerity, teamwork. Just you note down, right?
Yes,
So I believe that civil servant, the endurance, that's very important. Tolerance. So these are some of the qualities that I have learned from my college days, from where my association with some civil service activities. I mean, your social service activities. So so you make the same answer in a different
yes,
way. It should not
okay,
look like as if you know everything. No, nobody knows everything. So you are only a beginner. So, but at the same time, you should exhibit your confidence level. Not let it not look like we are being arrogant as if we know everything. That very seniors they may not like it. But at the same time, they should not look at you as a person very meek, cowardice, not interested like that. No, they should find an enthusiastic person that you have some adjectives like not merely being, sir, I will sincere, I will be honest. So it's all very difficult to find out. How do I find out that you're honest? Unless I give you a job and see how you do it, right? So it will be very difficult. So don't try to use those adjectives. Instead,
okay,
you use adjectives like sincerity, commitment, hard work, teamwork, patience, perseverance, tolerance. Have few of them. That is why I want you to write down, right?
yes, sir, yes, I'm
Once
writing.
you speak or speaking only once, when you are writing down, it's equivalent to 10 times of speaking. So what you do is when you write down small reply, what are your qualities that makes you suitable for social? My next question is, you should, if you are inspired by your father, I would expect you to opt for IPS as a first choice. But your choice is IAS. Why?
Yes, sir. I would love to be a part of any service, but
Good.
as given a choice, my first preference would be an IS officer. That has been my childhood dream.
Yeah, this kind of, these are very looks, if suppose imagine I sit here as a board member, panel member, I listen same word from 12 candidates a day. What will happen? I lose my interest in listening to you. It's something like कहानी सुनना है, सुनाते हैं, आप जानते हैं कैसा कैसा बोलना. Isn't it? It's a way of telling. So that we'll have to ensure. You can say, sir, yes, I'm too inspired. Any service, civil service is good for, making a contribution to the state, contribution to the country. But my first choice I have given IAS because I believe that IAS provides a larger canvas than police service. And where we are making the implementation at the grassroots level, district level, later on, it also leads going for policy implementation. So that is why I chose it. But given any service, whether it is IPS or IR, any service, I will be as committed and sincere as everywhere. So on one side, you say why your choice is number one is IAS. At the same time, you say you are being very neutral. You show yourself as a person. See, how do I infer your personality trait? Only from your answer. So the answer you should make, like all these answers you prepare. Now I think your mind is started working now in a totally different way.
Yes, sir.
Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Maybe you are thinking why this guy has come. All the time I have not thought about this way. So now you think, right?
Yes, sir.
Now you think. Now you start writing your answers. You make all these kind of a question. Then you make. And when you are mentioning this, why you are saying this an all India perspective? Yesterday I was interviewing a candidate. He said, I want to stay in my state. The next question I asked was, then you could have prepared your state civil service. Then he was, little annoyed, right?
Yes.
That's the kind of a thing can happen. So that is the idea. The idea is when you answer, you are providing inputs for the next question for the board panel. And there are very senior people, they know what to look for. They don't go for all empty jargons. Empty jargon like I am sir, I am sincere, I want to work for this country, I will fight with any politician. Those kind of things, they know it is all very empty. But at the same time, it should be inspiring. If suppose somebody says, if you come across a politician creating a problem, how do you handle? Then you can say, sir, normally the politicians do like young, energetic and sincere officers. Because their political system also must run, government must be run. There can be differences will always come, even in normal life. So I will try to sort out the difference, sit with him and sort out the difference. If that cannot be there, then naturally we'll get shifted out or he goes out of power. Nothing happens. At the most, what happens is that I will not compromise on my value system. Don't say I don't look at him, I'll close my doors, I will throw him out. So those things are not practically possible. And also you are not supposed to do that, right? You're supposed to give a patient listening. That's why I said patience, tolerance will be there. So if he is a people representative, right? He's been elected by the people. We are not elected, we are selected on merit basis. So here the complexity is concerned, how do you handle a politician? Particularly when they say a woman can easily be, what you call character assassination can be done by political people on social media. Sir, those days have gone. You can say, sir, those days have gone. Today, the gender equality has almost come everywhere. So I don't find any difficulty, and I will be able to manage. If he's an elderly person, I will talk to him as a daughter. He's of my age, I will talk to him like a friend. We will sort it out. If there are differences that cannot be sorted out, I tell him there is no rule. I will tell him the rule provision. Why it is not possible? That's the way we have handled many politicians. You can't every time say no to them. You suppose there is a compromise where somebody wants to give an old age pension, where you wanted to be little this thing to him, graceful to him. Then don't look at his face. You say, no, no, I will have it thoroughly examined. Then you tell him, okay, give me a piece of time, 3 days. I will ensure that she gets the old age pension. After all, a small deviation here and there is always necessary in life. That you can mention. Sir, I will try to accommodate to the extent possible within the rule. When it's beyond the rule, I will leave it. Either I get transferred out, I'll go out, but I will not compromise with my value system. I will not compromise. How you will compromise or not, we don't know. But now you'll have to tell. I will not compromise. Tell. Next question. Women in police force. That is what it is called, right? Police force. Police force are very useful in certain areas. Not exactly IPS. Police force, but I mean not exactly IPS. They are very useful in certain areas. Can you tell me what are those areas?
Far as I can recall, firstly, they would
So
be
this, as far as I can recall, to the best of my knowledge, that what I have learned from somebody's speaker, I think these are all extra flesh. Try to cut out. In a conversation, we go straight to them because the time is only 30, 40 minutes maximum. 5 people are there. So try to go directly because you are not prepared. I know that because you are only start preparing now, right? When is your date?
the 28th February.
It take a long time, long way to go. You have 1 month, absolutely no problem, right?
Okay,
So you prepare. But only thing is when you cut short, your answer should be 30 to 40 seconds.
okay, sir.
Otherwise, you will not be able to cover up the entire 5%. You will be miss out. Then you will ask, sir, I'm sorry, sir, I could not hear you. Could you please repeat? That you can avoid. If you have a practice of making 30 to 40 seconds answer in the mock interviews, have you attended mock?
No, sir, I will be giving my first mock interview on 28th.
Okay, good, give it to the best, get the feedback, but don't be dazzled, don't be, carried away by the suggestions they make. Everybody will make a lot of suggestions. Personalities are not made overnight. They'll ask you to do this way, that way. That is all not possible. You can polish yourself. I self, within that period of 1 month, we polish ourselves. The way in which we look, the way in which we talk, the way our inputs are. That's all. Right? This, if you
Yes.
understand these areas, we will be able to do better. So tell me.
Yes, sir. In the areas where we need to arrest women
Hmm,
culprit,
hmm.
women culprit, then there the women police force is useful. In certain areas where the violence or riots are going by women citizens, there to control the crowd, women force can be used.
Very good. What about certain special acts for protection of women?
Yes, sir. There are certain acts. First is the Domestic Violence Act that
Hmm,
protects women from the domestic violence. Second is the Dowry Protection Bill,
hmm,
Dowry Protection Act,
hmm,
and third is the POXO Act
hmm. Very
that is
good.
there against sexual harassment of women.
Very good. So in all these cases, for implementation, the women from all down the line, I'm not talking about IPS, they already have. So we need to have large number of people so that they will be able to handle the cases. Victims from POXO Act, they are entitled to compensation. Am I right or wrong?
Sir, sorry, sir, I'm not aware of this act.
Yeah, they are entitled.
Okay,
There is a victim fund. Almost, today for everywhere, women become victim. They need to be made compensation.
okay, sir.
That the Domestic Violence Act is not really a criminal act. Are
Okay,
you aware
sir.
of that?
No, sir, I'm not
Yeah.
aware of.
just go through some of the act, but I want you not, you know, understanding the entire act, just the crux of it. What is really a domestic violence? When a woman is thrown out with the husband, then she will go to the district social welfare officer, who is the protection officer, designated protection officer, who will give an asylum. So she will try to compromise between them. If that cannot be done, she will prepare a report, inquiry report, then send it to the police. So meanwhile, the woman gets proper accommodation. She cannot be left out, right? So that is why the system is provided. They can they be accommodated in a police station? No. So that is why it has been given to a civil officer, who is the district social welfare officer. So she is called as a protection officer. Normally, the women, that is why we post women as a district social welfare officer. Right? It is all women. I do not know what happens in UP. In Tamil Nadu, it's only women. Even if there is a men, there is no problem, because we have a number of institutions where these people can be temporarily accommodated. If it is a civil issue, then we can sort it out. If we find that ultimately there is a case made out of dowry harassment or any other case, like there is an injury made to the individual person, physically, mentally. So in that case, then she can send a report to the police, and the police can investigate into it after filing a complaint. So the entire idea of domestic violence is prevent women from being a target of violence.
Yes.
The idea is not to separate them from the family. Immediately arrest the husband and put it. There may be minor differences between them. Like kind of even Divorce Act. It provides for, are you aware that people jointly, they can go give for voluntarily, they can give for divorce?
Yes.
Are you aware?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they can mutual agreement, what they call mutually they can.
Yes,
Under, I think it is section 13, 2, something like that, it comes in. Okay. So the idea here is they'll ask them to return back after 6 months.
Yes.
Again, file a joint declaration stating that they insist on this. The very idea is to wait for them to get reunited.
Yes.
The idea is not to separate them. But ultimately, we come after 6 months. The thing is, nothing has changed. After counseling, we know pretty well nothing can be done. Then the reports will come from the probation officer and others. Then based on that, the divorce will be given to them. So the women play a very important point in the police force. So suppose somewhere you can put it in your answer, they'll be very happy. They'll understand that you are understanding the significance of women. More women coming in, not only in IAS, vertically down the line to the constable. How it will be useful to them. Okay. The honor killing is, patently visible in Haryana, Punjab, and even part of Western Uttar Pradesh. So, what causes them and how to control it?
Sir, honor killing has been a menace in the society, especially in the northern areas of India, northern states of India. The main cause or reasons behind honor killing would be patriarchal mindset. That second would be the inter-religious and inter-caste disparities people have in their minds. Also, there is deprivation of economic empowerment to women, which because of which sometimes they do have to face such harsh circumstances.
How to control them?
Yes, sir. To control them, we need to have a attitudinal behavioral change in the people.
How to bring it? How do
Yes,
you
sir.
bring attitudinal changes?
Yes, sir. So what I feel, I personally feel the need to social change should come from the males of the society, because like once we actually nip the social evil from the root cause, then only there could be a significant change in the society. Apart from that, there should be some economic empowerment schemes and programs for the women as well.
Fail. And I don't believe that patriarchal mindset is not only coming from men.
Yes.
Even women also, under the fold or somewhere, they are also having that old mindset that they always believe that man is a patriarch,
Yes.
right? So that you can always say that we need what you want to create an awareness. And also the government need to establish what is known as the many self-help groups are there, NGOs are there. Through them, they can create a lot of awareness. And whenever anybody, has a threat like this, they should be able to approach the police station. So the police provides them proper protection. Many places having gone to the police station, the inspector also will have a patriarchal mindset. He will say, you guys need to be killed. You don't deserve to live. How can you marry a girl from the other community, and that too from a lower caste or a higher caste? Then that kind of a casteism is very deeply rooted in our society. So we have to create that. Then we'll have to increase that educational level in those areas. We'll also make that severe punishment should be meted out to those who are doing the honor killing. It is really not an honor. You can say, sir, it's a dishonor killing. They will like it.
Yes,
If we talk like this, they like, because that's a conversation, right?
yes,
Sir, they call it as a honor killing, sir. It's a dishonor killing. They're killing the honor of the human being. They become a brute. They become a beast, killing their own kith and kin. Then you can set suggestions if they ask, you can mention that. Very good. Coming back to your mother as a teacher,
sir.
today, do you think the new education policy 2020 will be able to solve the problems of education?
Yes, sir. I do feel that new education policy 2020 can bring significant changes in the
Good.
implementation of education at like from the objectives behind the NEP 2020 is basically to start changing the education process from the childhood level, on the early childhood level, that is from the age 5 to the college level. So through like there are certain provisions like early childhood care and learning. Second provision would be vocational training that can give skills to the younger generations. Third would be the 100% achievement of gross enrollment ratio of the both the genders. That would help to increase the literacy level of the youth of the society.
Very good. Good answer. You get 100 marks out of 100, right? Good. And you studied in a school called Sophia.
Yes, sir.
Who is this Sophia? What is this name signifies?
Yes, sir. I studied from a convent school that is based on Mission Sisters of Ajmer.
No.
The Sophia was, sorry, sir, I am not aware of the basic term Sophia why it was named after, but the whole background was from the Mission Sisters, so they might have named after something.
Okay. Sophia was the name of the sister there?
No, sir.
Just find out, right? Somebody can. That's
Yes,
why
sir.
I'm asking. I have already prepared separate questions for you based
Right.
on your DAP. This paid work has been done only to see that such questions can come.
Yes, sir.
Even from your, there was a question asked from somebody saying, his name after he said not7 @gmail.com. Then automatically somebody who worked in IB, RAW, very senior officers will be there. Then he asked him, what is this not7? Then he started saying, as usual, no, we know about James Bond.
Yes.
Then Ian Fleming, James Bond. Sir, he is an agent. He's a category 007, where he is licensed to kill. So there are different agents, right? Like
Yes.
as you have different officers. He's an agent of the government, CIA agent, who is licensed to kill. He cannot be questioned. That category is 007, not 7. That's why you would have seen in the film, he will flash the gun, he will say, I have license to kill. There is even
Yes,
a film titled License to Kill. We may not know why we are doing that, but a kind of question can come from that. So you understand, is Sophia and you can mention about Sophia Loren. If you some remember, I can remember a person like Sophia Loren, or Sophia also is a character in Shakespeare, I believe.
Yes,
Just
sir. And
make some,
also recent robot.
yes, there is some
Yes,
robot. So you can mention, sir, this is the pen, but there are you can say, sir, I have done some research, but I could not find out. If you can do, you do it. Otherwise, you can say, sir, it is some kind of a name relating to some person, but there is no big information. But to me, it comes to me about the robo. I think about the Sophia Lawrence, Sophia, whatever the name that comes to you. Very good. You are a student of manufacturing tech in JSS Academy of technology and engineering. Where is it?
sir, it is in Noida, Uttar
Noida.
Pradesh.
Okay, fine. It's as good as Delhi. Okay. So this manufacturing technology, do you think it's very important for India?
Yes, sir, I do feel it is very important for India. Seeing the current changing order of the multipolar world, so we do the recent trade wars between US and China and the recent wars that are going on between Russia and Ukraine, because of which the supply chain has been disrupted. So the manufacturing sector could be a boon for India's growth story that is aiming for a developed nation by 2047.
Do you think that India can become a global manufacturing hub?
Yes, sir, I do feel India can become a global manufacturing hub. It is harnessing its potential through its PLI scheme, where
Hmm.
it is focusing on different various sectors like textile, leather, agri processing units, and also the semiconductor industry.
Hmm. Very good. Semiconductors is very good. So why we should concentrate on semiconductor? To understand where stop your question, the answer, the next question come from there.
So recently, due to the trade wars between US
US
and
and
China, the supply market is facing a certain shortage of semiconductors. So it is a great potential for India to capture the market of semiconductors and become a largest supplier of semiconductor to the Western world.
very good. What are the difficulties in semiconductor industry? Is it that easy to establish manufacture semiconductor?
Sorry, sir, I would need to read about it.
Yeah,
Uh,
these
I
are
need to.
very simple.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes.
whatever you know, you can tell. Don't say that I have not studied. Even at this stage, whatever you know, you can tell.
So, India currently face the infrastructure lag in the
Hmm.
semiconductor factor.
Good.
We have signed compacts with one company of Taiwan, but
Hmm.
still it is in very nascent stage.
Yeah.
And with the huge semiconductor industry also requires human capital. So
Hmm.
we have a lag, or we have a gap in academia industry linkage. So we have to skill the citizens of our country as well.
Very good. Your answer is very good, but I can add saying that you need not go through. Just listen to me, you will understand. The semiconductor is a very difficult industry, difficult to manufacture. Why? Because it's number one, it's a capital intensive, where the results can be seen only after 20 years. So India, in a country like India, you cannot wait for 20 years to harvest your. So the government need to invest in a large way. Otherwise, help them. Otherwise, it will be very difficult, right? People will not come forward. That's one thing. Number two, semiconductor. We need to have a silica and other rare earth minerals that are required. We do not have. We need to import them at a very cost. Number three, we require technology. That technology is not very easily available. Now we are trying to get them from the the, the, the South Korean. What is the TSME, right? South Korean giant, semiconductor giant. And semiconductor is being used right from your mobile phone to a rocket. semiconductor is being used, particularly in automobile today. They say about 46% components are involved with the semiconductors. Because if we have everything right, automatic window opening, automatic door closing, your child lock, every system is involved with a semiconductor.
Yes, sir.
That's right, because you are from the manufacturing side, have some idea, because though it's not really, it's not too technically, you need not go. Have some idea about it. This you can say. Very good. Fine. And you have done your sociology
Yes, sir.
in
Master.
MA Sociology.
Yes.
What made you to study sociology?
Sir, after I completed my graduation, I had chosen my optional as sociology in civil services, where I gathered more interest in studying the subject. So
Very good.
after in the initial years of my preparation, I thought of start in the during the COVID time where the everything was under lockdown. I thought of taking up something new, something that
Very good.
I could
Go ahead. Go ahead.
learn
Yeah.
more and gather more knowledge about the subject. So that's why I started my master's in sociology.
Very good. Very good. And before getting into sociology, you have two personalities in your great personalities in your DAF. One is Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Number two is Charan Singh. Can you tell me what they are famous for? What is their contribution?
Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam was the president of India, and he was the pioneer scientist, and he was known as the missile man of India as well. And uh, as far as Dr. Charan Singh is concerned,
Important that he is just not the president, but he was man behind during the Pokhran
yes, sir.
final 1997, right? So the India became really a real
Nuclear,
superpower in that sense. India became a nuclear power.
yes, sir, yes.
So it was upgraded up to the military level. They have upgraded. Charan Singh,
Yes, sir. So Chaudhry Charan Singh was the fifth Prime Minister of India, and he is also known as the champions of the peasants because of his work in the welfare of the farmers of the Western UP. He has been the uh, founder of the Bharat Kisan Union for the for the pressure group for the problems of the farmers as well.
hmm,
Yes, sir.
very good. So you can always finish it somewhere. As I said, you finish somewhere. Not necessarily that we cannot tell everything.
Yes,
So somebody may ask, just like as I said, somebody say,
yes,
you have forgotten about Pokhran. Then you can say, yes, sir. Yes, his contributions are very much. He is the missile. Then even he developed what do you call the artificial leg for the people who use, because normally it carries about 4 kgs, 5 kgs. Children cannot walk with that artificial leg.
yes,
So he
sir.
made those legs. You can mention that, right?
Okay, sir.
Just remember 1, 2, 3,
Yes,
3 point, not more than that. Don't go for reading entirely, right? Tell
yes,
something which is impressive. Recently, yeah, because now it's a season for uh, uh, Ratna awards, Padma
yes,
awards,
sir. Yes,
season for Padma awards. A person from Bihar was posthumously awarded Bharat Ratna.
yes, sir.
Who was the person?
Sorry, sir, I cannot.
Karpuri
Sorry, Karpuri, yes, sir, I
Thakur.
do. Thakur,
Yeah,
yes, sir.
yeah. Who is this Karpuri Thakur?
Yes, sir. I will read about him, sir.
Just read
Yes,
about.
sir.
He was 2 times UP. He was a chief minister. He was a very close associate and what do you call Shishya of JP. Who is
Jayaprakash
that?
Narayan.
Jayaprakash Narayan. And these people were fighting for castes which were very much suppressed. What is called EBC. This
Okay,
EBC is that what you call exceptionally backward class.
okay,
This is what recently in Bihar also they have increased a new category, EBC. exceptionally backward. Which means in Tamil Nadu we have backward and most backward.
Okay, sir.
In Bihar they didn't have. They had only one category. And we do have in Tamil Nadu what is known as a vertical or horizontal reservation, either for women or for backward Muslim, or among the scheduled caste we have a vertical horizontal reservation for some castes which are classified as scheduled caste, but they are not getting the benefit. Right. Going back to your Karpuri Thakur was twice the chief minister, and he has contributed. He was one of those who was fighting for the cause of this vulnerable, marginalized group of people. Just you remember that. So they has been given, and a Padma award, like Padma Shri, can be awarded posthumously. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
You understand what is posthumously?
Yes, sir.
Can it be?
Yes, sir. It can be awarded.
No, it cannot be awarded. So
Sorry.
Padma awards like Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan
Yes.
can be awarded to a person who are alive.
Okay, sir.
And Padma Shri, Bharat Ratna can be awarded for both categories. Like Sachin Tendulkar is a Bharat Ratna.
Yes,
M.S.
sir.
Subbulakshmi was a Bharat Ratna before she died. Like
Yes.
Bharat Ratna can be awarded, MGR was awarded posthumously. Like that, many people are awarded. Just anybody, it all
Yes.
depends upon the season of your interview.
Yes, sir. One question here.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
I guess last year Padma Vibhushan was awarded to Mulayam Singh Yadav posthumously, I guess.
Not posthumously. Actually, what would have happened? Mulayam Singh Yadav is alive now?
No, sir.
No. What happened is sometimes it happens where they will declare it, announcement. But after the announcement, they die.
Okay, sir.
See, at the time of the announcement, you should be alive. Otherwise, you cannot award. But once it has been declared, then somebody will receive him. His family member, somebody can go and receive it posthumously. You cannot take it back away, right?
Yes, sir.
So at the time of a declaration, they will see that the person is alive. Right. Can you tell me who are the persons who got Padma Award in Uttar Pradesh?
Sorry, sir. I have read about them, but I do not recall the exact names
Yeah.
of those.
Yes, you can find out because now what number of them will be coming, right?
Yes.
Because today is the Republic Day, so
Yes,
you'll get
sir.
quite a large number of them. Have some idea, but don't spend much time. Just have an idea. What is the area of maybe like music, just environment, like social service, like that? It is enough if you mention something kind of whatever becomes a trend in the newspapers that are quite likely to become questions for you. Right? Very good. Thanks. In the recent Telecommunication Act, the government retained the power of allotment of spectrum on an administrative basis, that is on allotment basis, instead of on auction basis, which is normally been done. You know about the 2G scam. So auction basis. Why this provision has been made? Is it necessary?
Yes, sir. I think the necessity of this amendment was done because there has been some corruption before. For example, the 2G scam, as you mentioned, and also to make to create a equal ground for the people to have a fair amount of spectrum allocations.
Very good. Very good. What you have said is right. But here in this case, I have said that administrative allocation, which means they don't depend on auction.
Yes, sir.
So auction will be there for domestic players, but this kind of allotment will be done for satellite-based internet companies like Starlink, OneWeb.
Okay.
The idea is to allot them for using for defense areas, tribal areas which cannot be provided by cable. areas which cannot be served like northeast. It will be very difficult to provide them.
Okay.
If it is city, it can be. But outside city, you have always seen your networks do not work.
Yes.
You don't have that speed. So now we depend on internet. You remember all this when we discuss, you understand, right?
Yes.
It's all satellite-based internet.
Okay.
So in that case, the government will have the right now to allow it. You know about Starlink.
Yes, sir. It was used
Elon
in
Musk,
the
yeah, Elon Musk
Ukraine war.
Starlink.
Yes.
Yes, so they have nearly so far 27 satellites are launched under one web scheme.
Okay.
So the idea is 40 satellites will be launched. You can understand, imagine a network of
Yes.
satellites, 40 satellites. So anywhere you can get internet connection.
Yes, sir.
So that is the idea it has been given. Very good. So we'll talk about the demographic dividend. What do you call a demographic dividend?
The demographic dividend is the working age population of a country. For India, it is from 15 to 59 years of age.
Very good. Why it is called a dividend? You talked about demography, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Why it's called, we call it India is in the cusp of reaching demographic dividend.
Sir, as per my little knowledge, I feel that dividend is the various sectors of where
Yeah.
India can use the
Dividend is
potential of
nothing
the
but a profit,
demography.
right? You
Yes,
get a
sir.
reward or a profit,
Okay.
right? So the
Yes.
demographic dividend means the dividend or the profit that we get from this type of demography. Because China is aging population.
Yes, sir.
The youngest population is India. Average is 29 years. So we are going to have nearly 2/3 of our population within that working age group.
Yes, sir.
So that is the demographic dividend, right? So how do you think that the demographic dividend can be reaped by India? What India should do?
Sir, India should firstly focus on education sector,
Hmm.
where it can, through its NEP policy, provide vocational training to the rural youth, and along with that, it can provide skilling and upskilling to the youth of the colleges.
Yes,
Secondly, it should focus on the food processing sector and the agro processing sector, where the innovation can be used for the
very good.
non-farm sector. And agriculture can be enabled with technology through precision farming, where AI
Very good.
can be very helpful.
Like you can also add health. Because we need health. Because anemia is a major problem among women in India. So whenever you get an opportunity, remember there will be a female member on the panel. She'll be looking at you. You are also a woman candidate. So you should touch about the women issues.
Yes,
How women should break the glass ceiling,
yes, sir.
right? So उनको अच्छा लगेगा. If you talk like that, they'll be happy. Say, sir, women need to break their glass ceiling, which means all that gender neutrality will come, where they will break all this thing. They can become a pilot. They can go to the combat areas. They can be anywhere, not restricted to minimum police or something like that.
Yes,
Today, you have uh, paramilitary force is being headed by a woman.
yes, sir.
What is her name? Nina Singh. You remember?
Yes,
Nina
yes,
Singh has
yes,
been
yes,
appointed
yes,
as the Director General of PSF. Like that, you remember those cases, like
yes,
kind of a judges, women judges, who have been very prominent and popular, like BV Nagaratna.
yes,
Like that, in your own place, you have one or two. We can keep them. Being a woman, you need to always give importance to women. So you can say, sir, when 50% are women, without taking care of their education, health care, stunting, wasting, anemia, without providing higher education, without skilling and reskilling them, we will not be able to reap the dividends of demography. Whatever you have said, your answer is correct, but
yes, sir.
if you can improve
Yes,
it
sir.
to this level, escalate it to this level, it will be more dramatic.
Yes.
Very good. And are you heard about PVTGs?
Yes, sir. They are the particularly vulnerable tribal groups.
Very
They are
good.
75 in 75 in number in India.
Very good, very good. Recently, a scheme was introduced by the PM or
Yes,
the
sir.
central government.
Sorry, sir, I'm not able to recall the
Yeah,
scheme's name.
okay, right. No, they actually uh, they are not able to get all the benefits intended for the PVTGs. So now they have said that we give priority in all the system in schemes. So first priority will be given to them, like kind of a construction of house, providing water supply, providing electricity, education, health care, like that they wanted to extend it. So one tribe, you cannot have what you call all one set of rule for all tribals.
Yes.
They have every problem. Somebody will have a communication problem. Somebody will have transportation problem. So you try to address them. That's the PM MAN scheme. You just have an idea about it. And do you have any PVTG in UP?
Yes, sir. There is one PVTG's Tharu tribe is there in UP. That is in the eastern UP districts.
Where in Eastern UP?
Sir, it is in Mahoba and Lalitpur districts.
Right. The WHO, World Health Organization, it has recently alerted the entire world about AMR, antimicrobial resistance. What is this?
Sir, it is the increase of antibacterial medicines that is being taken by the people right now these days, because of which the resistance power of the people is decreasing. Because of because of this particular thing, antimicrobial resistance is increasing in the people of the world.
So it becomes a super bug.
Yes.
That kind of a terms you have to use.
Yes.
Becomes a super bug where any further intake of antimicrobes, antibacterial drug that cannot work. So that is why they say that we need to be alert about this AMR condition prevailing in most of the countries. WHO is recently warned about this.
Yes, sir.
Right. You know about the health insurance and medical insurance. Are you
Yes,
aware?
sir.
You know
Yes.
about different types of insurance are available.
Yes.
Right. Recently, there is an agreement between the top company about what is known as the cashless everywhere scheme.
Yes, sir.
What is your understanding? Cashless everywhere scheme.
Sir, as per as
See,
far
these are
as
the
I
questions you
yes,
you need not know. You will be able to generate your own answer.
yes,
There
sir.
yeah.
Sir, I feel that cashless scheme for the urban sector of the people is absolutely fine, but where the digital penetration and the literacy is super low in the rural areas of the c- blocks of India, there the cashless transaction and cashless schemes won't be working that efficiently. And as far as health IDs are concerned, then
Hmm.
that could be done through our ASHA workers and SHG with the help of awareness generation of our SHGs.
Right. Now I tell you, the cashless treatment under certain health insurance, even the government of India, Ayushman Bharat,
Yes,
right? So they give you a free cashless treatment. Only thing is you need to display your card. If
yes,
otherwise a person like me, I'm not entitled to free treatment. So I buy a medical insurance. Sometimes the medical insurance, either you take treatment, then you apply for reimbursement. So that's a very problematic. Mostly nearly 65% in Indian are of that category.
yes, sir.
It's either you don't get the reimbursement, or you don't get the fully reimbursement, or you get very delayed. Suppose I spend 3 lakh and wait for 3 years. What will happen to the interest I have to pay?
Yes,
So wait, the cashless treatment is that I need not to make any payment, but I produce my card. There may be some restriction, 50% of the cost. I know pretty well. Along with that, I'll pay. I don't need to pay entirely, right? But now the companies are coming back and saying that it need be number one, we'll make everything cashless treatment, where all such system will be cashless treatment. Okay. So another point is that it will not be like notify the hospital. You can cut across any network, you can go to any hospital. Suppose you have one card, then you go to the nearest hospital, they'll say this hospital is not listed under this particular category. So in order to obviate this difficulty, India is progressing towards this, that they say. Have you heard about out-of-pocket expenses?
So yes,
In
sir,
the,
I've heard
in
about, yes,
the context of economy.
yes, sir. In the context of economy only, I have read about it that the out-of-pocket expenditure of the Indian citizens is increasing as per
Hmm.
uh, the owners of spending of the country or the government is less, and the consumption still the as the consumption of the citizens is increasing, and the out-of-pocket expenditure on the health is way very high in India.
You can say the out-of-pocket expense relates to health
Yes,
or health services, healthcare, health services. It includes, right from treat test, you conduct blood test, then you have X-ray, then you have go for a scan, then you go for surgery, go for any treatment. So all those expenses, they are all nearly about 40% of the poor people consumption goes towards the healthcare system. That is how they are finding the healthcare should not proceed. Either the best way the government increases its expenditure on public health system so that their expenditure is reduced. Hmm?
yes,
Or you provide like Ayushman Bharat, you provide schemes. Every scheme has got its own problem. You will
yes,
provide a hospital, but doctor will not be there. You will have a doctor, no medicine will be there. Every day we come across such a difficulty, right? So that's the area where we need to, we can always think that a government should provide free education and free health care.
yes, sir.
This is what the Western countries are doing.
Yes, sir.
That you can, somewhere you can mention. Don't hesitate about, don't criticize the government, but shortcomings we can say. Sir, this scheme has a problem. These are the kind of a concern. You have to say, sir, these are the concern for women.
Yes, sir.
These are the problems of women in this implementation of the problem. So you always a person with innovative ideas. You can always say, sir, I want a girl child who crosses 8th standard be given a credit card for 5 lakhs rupees. That will be possible for used for any college or any school expenditure, any hospital expenditure. So this amount will be useful for them to pursue their studies. Is it possible? I don't know. I think in West Bengal they have tried this.
Okay.
I think 1 lakh they have given, but it's all, again, all this kind of a thing, it's easy to say, but very difficult to implement.
Yes, sir.
That you can say, somebody will say, no, what is thing is imaginary. Then you can say, sir, we can try out. If I were a collector, I will do that. You can do that. Many people have done it successfully. They have implemented it. Okay. What is your you mentioned about pen pals, pen friends.
Yes, sir.
I was also having when I was very young, because in those days we only had postal service, nothing else,
Yes, sir.
right? We don't even cannot speak to somebody or SMS. What is the relevance of pen friends in the world of social media?
Sir, the major relevance in the era of social media is this, where the people are losing the personal touch in communication, where they want instant replies and where they go after instant gratifications. In such an age where this pen paling can be a boon for the people who believe in some the who believe in real experience sharing and living, and this pen paling is also helpful in exchanging views and
Can you tell
Personal,
me where you have your pen
yes,
friends?
sir. Sir, I have from Germany and Canada and Sri Lanka.
Yeah, do write letters to them.
Yes, sir.
Very, very nice. So somebody will definitely ask you. uh, So they may ask you what is the last letter that you have written, what kind of exchanges that you make,
Yes,
what
sir.
kind of impression that you make about India. So they'll try to find out that you have been honestly giving this,
Yes,
just
sir.
not for the purpose of UPSC
Yes, sir.
or for filling your DAF.
Yes,
That is where we are, right?
yes,
If
sir.
if you have make a lot of information,
Yes, sir.
you are trying to give what is the pen pal friend, why it is necessary in the social. These are all they also are aware
Yes, sir.
how it is relevant even today and how you are doing it. That
Okay,
also you
sir.
should mention. I have few friends in Germany. They ask about some questions, the political questions, what happens in India. They ask about our cultural
Yes, sir.
practices that you can mention to them.
Okay, sir.
Well, my last question for the day. Do you think that it is necessary to censor the web series and films that are posted on OTT?
Sir, there are different views on this particular thing, but personally, I feel that there should be some restrictions because the audience we are serving uh, should be catered to, and we do know that there are children below the age of 18 who are also exposed to this OTT platforms. So we should have some reservations while publishing the content.
Very good. I stop. We had almost 1 hour session. It
Yes,
was very good session, I believe. And
yes, sir.
now it's a turn for you to ask any questions.
Okay, sir. Sir, I just wanted to know some questions when they are asking about
Hmm.
some opinion of ours, like whether
Hmm.
India will be able to achieve this or not, like
Yeah.
the developed status by 2047. So, do we have to give both the arguments that there are certain challenges which India can face, or just the points we have to tell, like 3 or 4 points regarding how India can do it?
Yeah. We can. There is no. What is expected of you is that they'll find you are a balanced person. You don't buy somebody's idea. Somebody says by 2047 India will be the superpower. Then he says, sir, the idea of Amrit Kaal and India becoming a superpower is certainly bright. However, India need to take forward every step possible in education, skill set, women's emancipation, in economy, trade. We need to do a long way. We'll have to go, sir. I do believe that India is superpower. It will become a superpower, but still we'll have to do. These are the areas we lack and we need to do.
Okay, so. Sir, second question would be if they ask about reservation policy of India or whether what is the status of caste system in India, what should
Hmm.
be our stance on
Yeah,
such questions?
yeah. You can say that because it's where it is already there in a constitution.
Yes,
Affirmative action is the constitution based on constitution, isn't it? You are aware about 14, 15, 16 articles.
yes, sir.
So you can mention that, sir, affirmative action is very much required in a society which has been divided by so many castes and regional disparities are there. So in order to do away with them and to provide what is known as the equality and equity, level playing field for them, we need to provide this kind of a reservation both in education and in public services. That is very much required. And today we are going for even a caste census, somebody is asking.
Yes,
But caste census has double-edged weapon. It will try to create more caste feeling on one side. At the same time, if the data is available, it will be useful to address the issues of each and every community.
yes,
So you can always try to balance between the two.
yes,
Neither say, sir, I don't agree with it, I don't disagree. That you can say. If you have somebody say, no, no, you take a definite stand. Either you want a,
yes,
caste survey or not. Tell me, caste census or not. It's a direct question you have to,
yes, sir.
sir. then you can say, sir, I think we go for a consensus without creating a problem for the law and order problem for the society. Harmony of the society should not be disturbed.
Okay.
To that extent, it can be done so that it will be useful for our policy formulation and what you call direct targeting of the groups.
Okay.
Then,
Sir, like I have some year gap in the preparation phase. So how
yes,
do I justify that? And do they really want me to justify it, or they would be satisfied with any answer?
no, they will not be satisfied with everything. You should convince them because you have finished it in 2016.
Yes, sir.
So for 7 years, you can tell them, sir, I am preparing for civil service examination. In the meanwhile, I have made 7 attempts here. I have also been trying for other exam. I wrote other examination. So I have been you can mention that I am a slow learner. So I have taken my own time in completion. Meanwhile, I have gone for 2 years studies for sociology. So that is how my timing has passed away. Luckily, I had my parents to support me financially.
Okay, sir. Sir, like
That you can
currently I'm doing PhD. So I have just
you can
started
mention.
doing PhD. Should I
Yeah,
mention?
you can mention, sir, I am doing PhD in sociology, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can mention I am doing PhD in sociology now. Because the idea is then they'll ask you, be prepared for the questions on sociology PhD subject.
Yes, sir.
Somebody
That's
will be
why I did
there.
not want to mention.
Yeah, if you mention, be prepared.
Okay, sir.
Don't try to casually mentioning something, we'll get caught. Then somebody will
Okay.
mention, then somebody will say, sir, just now I have applied, I have
Yes,
not
sir.
even attended. They'll say, what is your doctoral theory? Did you submit your synopsis? Who is your guide? Then
Yes,
if you
sir.
blink, then it will look like a lie.
Yes, sir.
You tell only the truth, but don't tell all the truth.
Yes.
Tell whatever is what you tell must be truth, but you need not reveal all truth.
Okay, sir.
This is for a life lesson, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Whatever you say must be true. So
Okay,
don't
sir.
try to watch. Yeah. Any other question?
Yes, sir. Like give me like a proper feedback on what are the areas that I
Yeah.
should
Okay.
work with.
Fine. Okay. Because I have one more candidate to attend. So I'll give you now the feedback for you. Your knowledge base is very good. You are able to communicate your ideas clearly. Your communication is very good. Your what do you call um, learning? You are yearning for learning. Your appetite for learning is good. However, you may be a slow learner, as I said, because I was also a slow learner. There's nothing wrong in that. If somebody is able to do it within 10 minutes, I take 20 minutes, but I do give the result. Isn't
Yes,
it?
sir.
People are not, we are not machine made. We have our own individuality. I'll be good at one thing, you'll be good at one.
Yes,
So there is no point in comparison. So don't worry about it. These are my feedback relating to your this thing. Then concerns, most important thing. You are always, you are scared in giving a reply
yes, sir.
under the impression that it will go wrong. That you don't hesitate. If you really do not know, you can very well say, sorry, sir, I don't know about it. That's a good answer in 1 or 2 cases. You can
Yes,
say, sorry, sir. Or you can say, sorry, I read, but I've forgotten, sir. I'm sorry. Then somebody will give you a clue. Then based on that, you can build up your answer. That's
okay.
important. Another point is you have concern about your language. There is UPSC doesn't expect people to be very fluent in English.
Yes, sir.
They want you to answer their questions in English. That is all.
Okay.
So you don't try to compare yourself with a convent student who studied in a convent or who has got a family members, even among the family, they'll be speaking in English. You cannot compare me and you like that, right? So we have our own difficulties. So there is nothing wrong, but always use keywords and bullet points so that you make your answers quick. You use your keywords, like I said, what is the demography, what is the dividend. I was talking about breaking the glass ceiling. These are all kind of a keywords. Use
Yes.
keywords, bullet points. That will be useful, right? Point 1, 2, 3 about Kalam, about 1, 2, 3 about Sharan Singh, about 1, 2, 3 about for any. There are so many leaders from UP they can question. I didn't ask about UP cultural history, historical. geographical, lot of questions can be asked from UP geography, right?
Yes, sir.
Then quite the kind of a division between the west, central, east. There are quite a lot of things. Then there is a lot of language diversity in UP. All those things can become a question, and you can answer them. Right? These
Okay.
are my feedback to you. Important area that you should prepare 100 questions from your dad, write an answer, cut out whichever is extra flesh, make it sharp, direct to the point.
Yes.
Don't be boasting yourself or don't make yourself very submissive.
Okay.
We are not going with a begging bubble, right? So give me an IPS, give me an IAS officer. No, you are going with the saying that I wanted to prove. So you should establish, you should come up to the rank of 190 to 200. I don't want you to slide down to 160 or come to 140, right? So
Yes, sir.
this 40-50% mark, you can make it up within a month's time.
Okay.
Daily listen to some IAS, lot of the Baijus, KingMakers, number of them, Shankar, they provide video lectures.
Yes.
Listen to them. Note down keywords.
Okay, sir.
Like sociology, you have to use the keywords.
Yes, sir.
Economics, you have to use the key sentences. So use the keywords, right? Bullet points, 1 or 2 bullet points. So you'll be able to explain. Today, we discussed, right, from health, economic, politics, international relations, everything we did, right? Like that, there will be 5 members, so they'll ask all these questions.
Yes, sir.
Right? So I'll rate you 8 out of 10.
Okay.
So you'll be little disappointed why you make me 8. This 2% gap can be filled up by you by making extra effort during this period.
Yes, sir.
Daily sit down and work out. Please don't concentrate on your PhD now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right? Postpone it for a month.
Yes, sir.
Complete this job. Sit down every day. Sit for 8 to 10 hours.
Okay.
You will not believe every day I spend about 5 to 6 hours on current affairs to update my knowledge. Otherwise, I cannot speak to you, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's the idea. Okay. You please do that. It will be helpful. And any help you require, do contact KingMaker.
Yes, sir.
Even if you want another one-on-one session with all your doubt, please come back. We'll help you out, right?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Katyayani, I wish you all the best. My blessings to you. How about your views on the program? Do record it now.
Yes, sir. Sir, it is a very good initiative by the KingMakers IAS. It gave me a in-depth perspective on how the questions should be framed and how should I answer the questions. Yes.
Very good. Thank you very much. See you. All the best.
Thank you so much, sir.